Scorpio, welcome to your end of January 2022 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. I just had to adjust my camera angle, and I'm glad that I was able to do that. So, that's why that card was out there, because I just started it. Okay. I was saying with another sign that I love these cards, but they're matte, so they don't have a glossy surface, so they're hard to pick up. Actually, this was the one that I wanted to pick, so I'm going to pick it. So you can see all of them. Didn't want to do that. Oh my goodness. Should I pick another card? Yes, I think so. Don't want to end with the devil. Okay, it's better the lovers than the devil. All right. I'll put this down here. Okay. The heart of the matter is the Six of Pentacles. This is a card that, Pentacles can be practical matters like money, and in that case, it's like this idea of give and take, like in the workplace. Is the work that I'm doing undervalued financially? Am I not, in other words, am I underpaid? I'm putting out energy and not getting back what I deserve energetically. And same thing with relationships, even though they're not, connected to money necessarily. Hopefully, they're connected to energy output. And so that can indicate somebody who is giving in the relationship, but the other person is just taking. I'm not talking about buying dinner. If somebody else doesn't have the money to buy dinner, but they are always calling you and wanting to get together, there's like that feeling of real affection, then you know that person is putting their own feelings into the relationship. They're not just taking from it. And we have in the past position the Sun card, which can indicate love coming into your life or success. So if you got like a promotion and now you're saying, what's going on here? I'm getting this, how like they would give, maybe they still do, people these promotions and say, okay, now you have this job title, but they don't, the money that they get, even if it's a raise, they have to do way more work. And it's like this glorified situation when you analyze it in a lot of ways. And so you have this glory, but it's not, met with a feeling that it's mutually beneficial. The higher message is the Empress, and this is that Earth Mother energy. It's creative. It is about abundance. And in this particular case, and with the Sun card, if this is a situation with love, then maybe you do have that. Maybe I'm reading it negatively. Maybe you have finally found somebody who is also into you as much as you're into them. And they show it. But if you don't have that, the Empress card is just kind of, making that clear that it's all about love. Ultimately, love is the driving force that fuels what the Six of Pentacles really is all about. And the same thing applies to like an employer, because you might feel this sense of, I don't know, like disrespect or something if you're not getting what you think that you deserve. It's not, people always think, oh, it's about greed or you just want more money. When you get paid like a nice living, it feels like you're being honored. So you may feel like you're being taken advantage of in some cases, and that they're even pulling one over on you, giving you a promotion, but it's like bragging rights. It's not really anything more than that. It's not really adding up to that. The Empress card also is about motherhood, or you could just say parenthood. So perhaps, and even the Sun card can be children. So maybe for some of you, there's that desire to be a stay-at-home parent, but you're afraid of a dynamic where you're the one who's dependent on your partner. And so it wouldn't be like an even, you feel like you can't contribute to the household. And the truth is, the Empress is in the higher position. So it means this is the bigger picture card. And the bigger picture is being a mother, or you could extend it to a male too, being a parent who is hands-on, who's there all the time. That is more important than the illusion of equality, or like putting in the same amount of money. And if you're with somebody who doesn't feel that way, then you're not on the same page with them, and that may be problematic. And sometimes it takes them a while to get used to that kind of change in plans, if that's the case. But the Empress is also about creativity, and the Sun is as well. So maybe that is something that you have to reckon with. And the Six of Pentacles can be in the position where you're receiving money. And if you can receive money with a certain humility, that's great. Scorpio has a tendency to want to control situations and feel empowered, but that's kind of like an illusion sometimes, because power comes from within. It's not from external circumstances that you're manipulating, you know what I mean? So just remember that. What crosses you is the Eight of Wands. So it may feel like things are stagnant, that you don't have that kind of, the juices aren't flowing. This can be like for somebody with creative blocks, and you really want to create, but you just can't. You just don't feel it. But there might be other things that are happening that are creating those blocks. You might be getting in your own way, in other words. Also, I even think of the Eight of Wands maybe having fertility issues, having trouble conceiving, and it might just be a need to be more patient, because Eight of Wands is very, get up and go. So anyway, what's coming in is the Mother of Wands. This is the Queen of Wands. This is a card of, the Queen can be the mother. There is a professional angle to this, though, so there could be that sense of, the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to have my own business at the same time that I am trying to get pregnant. I don't think I could be that type of stay-at-home mother. and kind of resolving that within yourself. And, and then you won't have that situation with feeling dependent on somebody and feeling vulnerable. So that might be a good, what's that word? Compromise. The outcome is the Devil card. I just get such a kick out of that, those hooves on fire. I love it. I think it's such a cute double. And this is connected to Capricorn, by the way. The Devil card as the outcome card to me is about looking at what you cling to that may not be in your highest good. Sometimes it can be excessive materialism, or greed. Some people would call that greed. I like to call it materialism because it's not necessarily that the person is just completely selfish. I think that they might just be clinging to money as a symbol of security or something like that. But the thing is, it's like you don't want to sell your soul to the devil. You don't want to do something just for the money and not live a life that you feel called to live. If you feel called to become a parent and you're too concerned about, well, how am I going to get, how am I going to pay my own way, or how am I, I don't want to be dependent on my partner, you're not giving them enough credit. You're being very, like not trusting, untrusting, or whatever the word is. And you're also putting too much emphasis on the material. And having children isn't something that you can do whenever you feel like it. Of course, you can be older than the typical time, but even like adopting children, but there's just certain things where it is time sensitive in a lot of ways. So you really want to make sure when you're making decisions that they're not just based on the 3D reality, but looking at all angles of that. So I picked an additional card, and I got the Lover's card. And to me, this is about having to make a choice. It's about love and everything like that. And we certainly have the Empress and the Sun card. So this is a big love reading. But it can be that you have to make a choice in your life. And are you going to choose love, or are you going to choose money? And this can even apply to, I feel like this is not only dealing with children, but also creativity. Are you going to just live your life with the easy bet, or are you going to do something that has more of a creative flair? And maybe your soul is yearning to create, and you're just kind of putting that on the back burner because you don't want to be financially deprived. And I can understand that. But, or even like with children, but children cost a lot of money, but you really feel like that's something that you want. Well, where there's a will, there's a way, as far as I'm concerned. You just have to have a clear vision of how it's going to take place. I'm definitely not in favor of bringing children into the world if you don't have any idea how you're going to afford them. I don't think that's the answer either, but somewhere in between. So that's what I have for you, Scorpio. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.